Turn the page, live your life every day. Don't let anybody.
Hey, Mike Foster here, taking a walk, having a talk. How's everybody today? Hope you're doing okay. Today's message is about risk versus reward. Most of you have heard that expression. And right now, my wife and I are looking to sell our current home and buy another one for certain reasons. But it's a nightmare only because we plan things and we measure the risk versus the reward. And I'm telling you, it's a pain in the butt, but it's the only way to live your life, I think. You can't just do things spontaneously, run out there and buy something that you can't afford without analyzing the risk versus the reward. And this is not just on purchasing things, anything from a car to a house, or even just a new television set, or some food choices, or going to a restaurant, or planning a vacation. You always have to measure the risk versus the reward. But not just in any financial planning. How about with your life? Risk versus reward goes with everything that you put into your body, every decision you make daily on how you should live your life. Having that extra beer and then driving, risk versus the reward. First of all, if you're inebriated at all, you should not drive. That's what Uber's for, or have a friend. But let's say you're feeling pretty good, you have one more beer. Well, the reward is the satisfaction of that last drink. The risk is throwing your entire life away by either getting into an accident, hurting yourself, hurting someone, or financially ruining yourself. Think about that. Think about something that people talk about to me all the time about organics, organic food, or the type of foods they put into their body. Risk versus reward. Well, I'm not paying extra for farmer's market organic produce because it's too expensive. I'm going to buy this mealy, crappy stuff at the local grocer that's half the price. Okay. So the reward is you're saving a couple bucks. That's obvious. What's the risk? The risk is you're ingesting things into your body that in the long run are going to cost you a lot more than a couple bucks. Pesticides, going to lead to cancer. That's not going to help you down the road. The type of food is going to have considerably less of the nutrients. So why bother eating a cherry if it's not organic? Why bother eating anything if it's not organic? Risk versus the reward. Same thing with that when you decide, swing by that fast food place, grab that burger and fries instead of going home and cooking yourself a well-balanced meal with a vegetable, with a lean protein, with a salad. Why? Well, a couple of reasons. The reward is fast food is fast. It's salty, which your body is addicted to. It's got a lot of sugars in it, which your body's addicted to. It's got a lot of starches and carbs, which your body's addicted to. There's the reward right there. This fast food was easy, cheap, and satisfied all my body's cravings. What's the risk? Yeah, I'm laughing because you know what the risk is. It's what's wrong with most people. It's one of the biggest challenges in the world. Obesity, heart disease, diabetes, anything you can imagine unhealthy that can happen to your body. And shorten your life. And here's the secret, the key part. Cost you more in the long run. It ain't worth it. Risk versus reward. Every day you should be measuring the risk versus reward on the decisions you make. I'm not saying you should walk around like a computer going, I must measure. But it should be part of how you go through your days, how you live your life. Because in the long run, it'll help you. And if you're unhappy with your life, or you just don't feel that your life is what it should be, and a lot of people feel that way, because there's an entitlement generation out there. There's a lot of folks out there that do look at the future and don't see anything. A lot of it is you need to make the decisions in the long term that will help you live your life to its fullest. You need to measure your risks on the things you do, the decisions you make daily, versus the immediate rewards. And that goes with anything, even with financial planning. Take financial planning. You're in your 20s, you're in your 30s. Instead of investing a minuscule 3% into your company 401k, you take that money so that you can have an extra few $100 a month to live on. I'm not saying you don't need that money to live on, but maybe you don't need that Starbucks, or maybe you don't need that this, that, or the other thing. You can always find that 3%. The risk versus reward. The reward for you is that you have a few extra bucks in your pocket, even though you probably could figure out a way to save more. What's the risk? Well, the risk is you haven't put money away for a rainy day. You haven't saved for your future or in your retirement. I know when you're 30, retirement's a long ways away. But you've got to plan for it. You've got to be able to reward yourself later. And even if it's not your 401k, set up a savings account for that rainy day instead of maxing out your charge cards. It's easy to spend money you don't have. That's the immediate reward. But the risk is you could lose everything. So think about all those tips. Hopefully they were helpful. I know this is how Mike Foster lives his life, and I've done very well for myself. Believe me, it hasn't been a bowl of cherries. It's been a lot of hard work, a lot of risks versus rewards, a lot of difficult decisions. But in the long run, I'm pretty happy with my life. I hope you are too. For more videos like this, check out my website, Live Life 365, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Peace.
Live life 365.